Okay, hi there all. Hope we're well. Bit of action overnight. Well, not a lot of action really. The market was sort of followed on from the Asian session, um, kicked on higher through the European session. So the positivity followed on from Asian session into US and Europe, or Europe and then US. So the US actually opened high, and I think during the session it didn't do a hell of a lot, but it was actually positive coming into the open there. The markets finished on a strong note. Gold, as we were mentioning, did pull back, and we're looking for the ASX to open around 10 points higher. So we'll just take a look at that in a second. So we'll quickly whip over the charts, the action from overnight. You can see the market did grind higher. It's just potentially we're going to a bit of a sideways range, or potentially a bit of a corrective price action of this leg up. It's yet to be seen just yet. We've got a lower high. This is on the Dow. A lower high just coming into play. So we'll just have to see if that can, pressure the market lower and just see really squeeze out some of these longs that are built up, and then we'll have to see how it's going from there. The selling pressure is quite hard, but it looks like you can see by going from overbought to oversold, it looks like it's getting soaked up a bit by buying by the buyer. So it just we'll have to wait and see whether it does break through that low, which is around 26,080 thereabouts. Whether it breaks through there and sort of starts a decent squeeze out, or whether it starts just chopping around. If it starts chopping around and you get this little minor high low, lower low, sorry, lower high, lower low, then we would expect maybe that extension coming later on and squeeze out these shorts that have been building up through here, expecting the market to tumble and really spike up into this, that resistance zone, or the previous highs around 26,430. US, same sort of action. You can see that's just breaking that uptrend. So we're on the hourly charts here, just breaking that uptrend. So it doesn't mean too much. You want to see either a definite move. It's just those last couple of hours have just been going sideways, really. You want to see either a spike lower and then bounce and see how it reacts high, whether it builds a lower high or whether it just continues to grind. Could grind sideways here and then spike up, and you're not far from that resistance zone either at 29.40. So same sort of thing as the Dow. It is some selling pressure coming in, but it looks like it's at this stage getting soaked up a bit. So we'll just have to see. It looks like there's not as much volatility as there was, way back here. Was that on the 15th? So we'll just see what plays out in the Dow. So that's pretty much that'll be going in through the Asian session into the European session, the US. Now the DAX seems to be coming under some selling pressure as well. You got some minor lower highs holding the market down, but again, we'll have to wait and see how that reacts coming on the start of the Asian session going into US. But yeah, that's coming in a bit of pressure, so it could mean that our market's going to open and be capped on the upside. UK coming to a bit of a squeeze there. We don't know which way it's going at the moment, but sellers are really pressuring it down. It's getting soaked up at the moment, and it's still holding that trend up just at this stage. Now, gold is the one that we were talking about the other day of a break potentially through. I think last time we talked about just before that spike lower, it might have bounced. I'm not quite sure what time's that. It's about midday, so it was just prior to this spike lower we were speaking about yesterday morning, looking for pressure into the market. You can see the lower highs holding at 15.25, off those highs at 15.35. You got a minor lower high of this trend down at 15.16, and then you got another one now at 15.03. So the market's under pressure. We'll see how it reacts, whether it just comes into this zone, spikes through, bounces, builds a higher low off 14.88. We just have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, the pressure's on gold. You'd expect there is some profit taking of this good strong move up, and we're starting to go into that sort of distribution up here. So we may bounce off, come out, take out a few of these zones, build another major lower high and go lower, or what you'd want to see is sort of chop around and start to hold some higher lows if you're a bit of a bull. If we're going to see some more downside into equities too. So at the moment, this profit taking is really going in conjunction with that rally into equities. Now let's just go over to our market. Actually, just look at the Dow. I just want to drop it down 15-minute chart to see how it's reacted since the close. So that's about the close at 7 a.m. It really hasn't done too much. It's easing off a little bit, so maybe we're expecting an up 10 on the ASX on the open, but maybe it's just going to, up 5 to 10. It may cap us a little bit, but that's not too bad. That's not a big move really since the close. Really probably just a squeeze out of any longs that have been building up a bit as well. Let's just take a look at the SPY that the one? There we go. So SPY's just opened up. It's popping up like we would expect it to squeeze that 64.46 just to see how it goes. But again, it's the same sort of action. Sorry, same sort of action as the US. It's breaking that down, that uptrend. It just seems to be coming into a bit of a sideways consolidation up just below that 64.62 zone, and that's really just a breakout. Remember, it broke out down through there. Your big sell-off. It's bounced all the way back. So whether we just starting to get the bulls that bought it up through here. Anyone looking at that zone just thinking, okay, there's going to be a bit of pressure up here. I might just take some risk off the table. But we'll see, because it wasn't a big move. Even though the Dow moved up, we only moved up 10 points from the open to close, from 4 p.m. close on the ASX. So it was really just range bound overnight. We've got support coming in around 64.23, and then that resistance, which has held a few times now. So we've got initial push up, then 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 times. So there is a bit of liquidity up here at 64.46 in the sell side. We'll just see if that can pressure the market down. If we can get a bit of a lower high come in and really just squeeze out some of these longs that are built up. So today, I'd potentially be looking. I don't want to see this in oversold territory and holding up around there. I'd prefer to see a push through 64.23 and see if you can pop and build some sort of lower high off this zone at 64.46, and then see if we can get a bit of a squeeze come into the close of the ASX. But we'll have to see what happens on the open. We'll just take it bit by bit. I'd rather see that sort of pop up from overbought to oversold, oversold to overbought. See if that pressure holds when it's sort of hovering around that oversold zone, and see if that lower high can build. If not, I just think it's just going to squeeze up. Could happen in the next, say, 10 or 15 minutes. It might just pop up, squeeze out 64.46. We'll see if that continues on and see if they target 64.62, and then see if some liquidity can come in around there. Otherwise, for now, I think we're in that sort of no trade zone just at the moment until we get some more price action play out, and we'll see what that does to the ASX. Let's just look at the ASX intraday just to finish up. So a good little pop yesterday, finished on its highs. Market's still, on the daily chart, still looking a bit bearish. This is we've got a 5-minute chart. Let's just push it over to 30. So at 30-minute action, it's still, that's pressed down, popped up, found some selling, got, nutted there really, just got sold down pretty hard down to 64. Had a bit of a bounce. If this produces a lower high, that could take us straight through 64. I don't know if that'll happen today. I wouldn't expect that today. I expect sort of more that sort of range-bound price action to play out, like we saw yesterday. Opened up and pretty much went straight into a range after the open. What was that? That was in the first 5 minutes. So 10 past 10, pretty much once the market backed off a bit and held and kept chopping around. So it's really range-bound. We'll see if that can get up through 64.70, and that would play into that little pop-up on the SPY. Otherwise, if that gets capped, we might be looking at a bit of pressure coming in just to get that lower high on the SPY, just to squeeze out a few of these longs from the open yesterday. But again, we'll just wait to see how this market plays out in the next, say, 10 or 15 minutes. All right, guys, we'll finish it there. Any questions, feel free to send through an email to support@tradesetup.com.au. If there's anything else you want to take a look at, probably may not be on tomorrow morning, but you'll find out there'll be an alert out if I do it tomorrow morning. If there's not much action overnight, we may not need to take a look at it in the morning, but we'll try to just get into a bit of a routine of this. Anyway, enjoy your day, guys. We'll speak to you soon. Bye.